Can you see us? You're live, and we are live. What's up, everybody? I don't know if you
YouTube
guys are
Live.
watching. We're YouTube living every couple weeks. We like to do the YouTube live thing. It gives us something to do, gives us something to. While the pandemic is going on, I don't have a lot of guests that are coming in. I have to basically get people from the Bay Area, which there's a lot of good people from the Bay Area, but we just wanted to check in and see what everybody's doing, see what you guys got going on. Let us know. Send us some messages or some questions if you want to go. I know everybody's excited because they have seen that we are going in to the studio to record the new Exodus album starting in, I think they're going to start getting equipment in there around August 25th or 26th. So probably that week around there, they'll be getting sounds, and then through the month of September and October, I believe, it'll be a full on Exodus record, Walt. So
And after all the craziness, don't you come in towards the end, right?
actually, we're not doing it that way this
No?
time. What we're doing is we're going to all go up there together and track it. It's kind of like we did Fabulous like this, and we did Tempo of the Damned like this. And how did those two records come out? I think it's better when you're with the whole band and you guys kind of like it, kind of do that. So I think that it's more fun to do that. What do you got going on over there, Walt? Turn your phone off. You don't
I
need
got
that.
it. It's kind of like reminds me of like how Leonard Skinner did it. All these older bands used to do that, get together in their little, recording studio and
Well, basically,
kind of
that's
live
what we're
in it.
doing.
Live in it.
We're gonna go up to Lake Almanor where Tom Hunting lives, and we're actually gonna record it in his house that he bought up there. And so we're bringing some, obviously gear in to record it, quality up there. And then when we're done, obviously Andy Sneap will take it like he has for the past 20 years or plus to, take it and do his magic to it. But that's what I
And he
know.
does it right from England, right?
Yeah, he just does
He
it.
has his own recording
He's got
studio.
his own
Just get
stuff
it.
set up on his house. So it's just one of those things. So um, it's cool. It'll be fun to do. Nothing, that's what's going on in our world as far as Exodus is concerned. I don't know if you guys, how much you guys are missing concerts like we are. We're totally missing playing for you guys. It's this is like a pain in the ass, kind of. You know what I mean? It's like a thorn in our side, no pun intended. But it's just one of those things where I guess we're gonna have to wait it out, people, and see what happens. But no live concerts is definitely definitely killing our world here a little bit, because I mean it's great, especially for heavy metal people, because you can listen to heavy metal on the record, but to go to a heavy metal concert, especially a thrash metal concert, and be able to experience it and live it, and be able to breathe it and feel it, it's a whole nother experience. So we'll just happen to see what happens from there on end, so.
And one thing I wanted to bring up also is on the last when you opened up all the gifts that everybody sent to the PO box, and thank you by the way. But we had some time to look at things. You know what happens? You open them up and you're doing it, and now we put the toys up right before this episode, update things that were.
Yeah, you can see it a little bit.
A little bit. You'll see it on a regular
but
episode.
on a regular episode, we
But
got it all set
this
up.
guy Bob Simpson did a phenomenal job of painting and I guess designing these things because we had more time to check them out. Weren't you impressed with that?
Plus the pictures that he sent us of the other shit. So I got to get you, Bob, if you're watching or listening, get a hold of us so I can get you as a guest on the show, because we don't do music. We do whatever here, whatever's
Yeah, he's
cool.
gonna
And I
fly
think
you in and set you up at the Sheraton.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly you in. You better be a Bay Area guy, Bob. Hope you're a Bay. Isn't he a Bay Area guy?
I have to check his.
Okay. Yeah, he's a Bay Area guy, I believe. Didn't I meet him at the Death Angel?
Right. So yeah,
Okay.
and
So he
and
has
I
to be
saw a
a
picture of him in the Ace of Spades in front of the Testament show. So
Yeah. So yeah, I would say you're a Bay. Well, close enough that we could bring your wares in and talk about your wares. So definitely some good stuff. A lot of people send us some cool stuff, and we have again, because we're live today, you can't see the full set, but I dig it. I think it all looks great. And so I love all those toys. So keep sending them. I can't give you the PO box right now. Do we have the PO box? You could say it. Do you know it?
I don't know it.
I see. We don't even know. We have to rely. on fucking Wayne to put the graphic up there.
Yeah.
When he's not here, because he's not here today. When me and Walter go live, or if I do it with Nick, we just basically do it with an iPad and bring it into the vault and set up a light and that's it. But boy, you're shining. Look at your face in there. You kind of your white beard is fucking shining
God,
in
it's
there.
Rip Van
He's
Winkle.
shining. He is Rip
Hey,
Van Winkle.
Sam Bean says, "What's up, Zed?" Algot says hi. We got Zeke 02 and we got Con Gave and who else? We
Keep
got
shouting out.
Nacho De La Cerda and of course Claire. Hello, Claire.
Claire's always in. We love Claire. We knew she was going to be in. She's the most.
I wonder
loyal.
what time it is over there.
It's 8 hours difference, bro. It's eight
Which
o'clock.
way?
You know
Man? 'Cause
that.
unless I'm
You
on
know
tour, I
that.
don't even
Come
know.
on, Walt. How many times have you been going to
I know,
England?
but it's like
She lives in Liverpool. She lives, so it's 8 hours, right, Claire? It's.
and that's where the Beatles. Boy, she
just after
comes right
eight-
from
after
where the
eight. We
Beatles
saw
came
her.
from.
Yes, a good friend that, and I do this a lot. I meet people through social media or somewhere, and they turn into my friends. And I haven't really met her face to face, but she's like one of the loyal metal people, and she brings her family to the show. And I've seen her on my socials, and I've seen her on my children's socials, and it's one of those things. And I'll give you another story. There's a good friend of mine. His name is Mike Crisp, and I met him on the motorboat. He was just a fan that bought tickets to go on the motorboat. And I mean, I'm like a fan. I'm like everybody else. I met him on the boat, him and his wife, Steph.
And you don't hide out in your room.
I don't. And I hang out, and I hung out, and we hung out. To this day, I talked to him the other day, FaceTimed him for an hour. Just hung out, talking to him about stuff. Actually, I was showing him my weed plants that I grow. So even though you can't do that, Claire, where you're at, I'm in California, and I can, and they're beautiful. So, yeah, so thanks, guys. Thanks for always tuning in and always supporting the show. And all of
Shane
you
Cook
guys that
says
said,
hi.
Hi, Shane.
Clays is from I know him personally. He's from Norway, I think, up that way. Big fan of.
That's 10 hours now. It's 10 o'clock at night in Norway.
I remember
That's 10
in
hours.
Finland. You ever play that festival way up north? There's that where you're playing and it's still light out, but it's like 11 o'clock and it doesn't.
Yeah.
You can get dark. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
way up that way, and you got the northern lights.
There's
Beautiful.
Tuska.
Yeah.
Tuska, yeah.
And then, and also you have. I don't know. I'm always amazed by how many lakes and stuff there is. It's beautiful up there. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
Sweden,
Especially it's great.
Norway, all those Scandinavian
Cold in the wintertime,
countries.
but definitely cool in the summertime.
Okay,
Yeah.
Clays is actually from Sweden, but yeah, and he says it's 9 o'clock.
9.
there.
Okay. All right. So it's 9 o'clock. Yeah. So nighttime. So I guess some of you guys are going to be going night having. It's only 12 here. Although the weather in California not all that today. Not kind of well where we're at, a little cold.
It's foggy. It's like it's been like a 90 most of the time, right? And it's like 70, 60. It'll be like 70, I think something. That's like 10 degrees below what it normally is. And let's see what we got.
One of those things.
Okay, so Shriek Music wants to know, Zetro, how important are the record labels nowadays? My band is going through a new kick-ass album and probably send it to Nuclear Blast and other labels to see if there's interest in signing us. How does Nuclear play into your new album and all that?
Every way. I mean, they're the biggest cheering section on a label that Exodus could ever had. I mean, Combat was great when we first signed to them for Pleasures, but we've been with Nuclear Blast since Tempo of the Damned, and that just goes to show
They
you.
have everybody. It seems.
But they're solid. We were there when they didn't have everybody, though. We were one of the ones. Like I said, we signed with them in 2002 for Tempo of the Damned, and
It's like one big family.
but it's
because they're all
great,
label
and we
mates, right?
love them, and they've always taken care of the band. But the labels are important. I mean, it's obviously, they're gonna get you your distribution, and that's what you want. You want it to be out there. You want ads and stuff. It's a whole different world now. It's not like it was when I was coming up. And Pleasures of the Flesh or Fabulous is coming out, and you knew next month when you opened up Kerrang because the back page said full page next month Exodus Fabulous Disaster coming out. It's not like that. You kind of know. Heidi ho! Look at that. Mr. Yankee says Heidi ho! And so I just think it's a lot different. But do the best you can. Play music for fun. If something happens extra, then it's a plus for you. If you're good, it will. You know what I mean? I
think you're right. If you get that local buzz, that helps
Right.
a lot.
Somebody will
You
hear
got to
it.
start somewhere, and
Yeah.
you got to do it locally
Yeah,
first, right?
you do, you
And
do.
hopefully you got a good scene where
Yep.
you are. I don't know where
Yep.
you are, but all right. John McKaylee says, "What's up, guys? Barrier strikes back at Glasgow at the Barrowlands was totally awesome. A dream gig I'll never forget. Thanks very much for bringing it to Scotland. Take care, guys." Scotland's another special place. I like going there. Beautiful countryside, everything.
Yeah, they're all good. They're very great, loyal fans, and just that was a fun tour. I mean, everybody on that tour was great. I mean, there wasn't a night where I kind of went, they were okay. They were, if you came and saw the Bass Strikes Back tour, you were all phenomenal. As a band, as a player in the band, looking out at the crowd and seeing, people enjoying the show fully from start to finish. It's like, that's why we do this. That's why I do this. That's why I'm with you at 12 noon on a Wednesday afternoon with Walt, so we can chat, so we can talk about what's going on. We talk about new record. We can talk about the state
Let
of
us
not
know where you're
touring.
from because it's
You
kind of
know,
cool.
we don't know where what's going
Borden
to happen
says,
with.
"What's up?" And Fernick, greetings from Hungary. That's always cool to be
We
in that
love
part of
Hungary.
the woods.
Yep, always is good.
Iron Duke, hi guys.
We love the Iron. Do we love your stuff? We love the all the stuff that he sent us.
This is a good question or comment. This guy's cheese guy, the cheese guy. Hi, I learned that Chuck Billy is in a band called Guilt. Any more info about this band? Yeah, well, yeah, we go way back in time because actually he was in the band before actually Zetro hunted him down, and gave him a shot at being in Legacy, right? After you knew you were going to Exodus. So Chuck was in, from what I know, it was more of he was a glam singer, and he
Hair
was
metal.
in hair metal and
Hair metal.
spandex, and
I'm not gonna lie. I'm honest on the show, and I'm not. It wasn't.
that's a known
Legacy
fact.
was his first thrash band, but I mean, yeah, he played in a band that with his brother, who was like my best friend at the time. So I go back to Chuck to the 70s as far as baseball and seeing him play soccer, because when you grew up in town, everybody.
And his dad was the coach
His dad
too, right?
coached everybody.
The legendary
on his
coach
on his
in
bat
Dublin.
had it all the pins. It was like heavy on his head because all the pins that he had from being a coach. And so then when Chuck got into music, I was friends with him, and we kind of hip hop, kind of hop sketched each other in the business. And he played in a band called Rampage with the late Willie Lang and his brother Andy and another guy named Greg G Money. He played in Dublin Death Patrol. Another guy named
Luis
Ernie
Damani.
Bain. Yep. And then he played in another band called Guilt, and Guilt was more of like Dawkins kind of. I mean,
Nothing wrong with that,
No, I love hair metal. I'm not ripping on it at all.
And how did you know he'd be a good fit?
I just think that nobody really was running out of the door to sing thrash metal at that time. And I remember I seen him, I think I was out jogging, and I saw him, and he goes, "Damn, Zed, and you're in Exodus." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, who's going to Legacy going to get?" I go, "You want to try out? They want to try you out." He goes, "Really?" I go, "Yeah, why not?" He goes, "Thrash metal? I don't know if I could sing. It's really fast." I go, "You could handle it," because, his songs in that band were hair metal songs. You didn't have, there weren't a lot to the lyrics and weren't a lot to the choruses. It's pretty, simple.
And I heard you
to
gave
sing.
him a few pointers.
I went to the first 2 weeks worth of rehearsals because it was basically an amicable split, and I showed him what to do, and I rehearsed with them along with him, and then he took it. Come on, guys,
Put his style to it.
look at it now. Come on, we're gonna go 34 years later and look at it.
I just
you guys
know-
wouldn't have it any other way. Either would I. So.
I just know that Chuck Billy has always done things his way, but he's also very good at whatever he does. And when he played sports, he was a monster. He was a bigger kid.
Yep. Well,
He could have been
he could hit
a college football
He
player.
could play football. He could hit the baseball really well. Chuck was a good athlete. But with all due respect, so have all of us. We're in Dublin. If you grew up in Dublin, you could play sports. It's just the way it was. We had
That's
nothing
right.
else to do. We didn't have computers to fuck with back in the 70s. That's all we had was, let's go play football. Let's go play baseball. Let's go.
Let's go party. Let's go.
And then let's go party.
Yeah,
And then let's
that's
go
right.
party.
That's a good question. Bring up a little guilt. There's actually, I've seen some pictures, and I have a couple pictures on my computer at home of when Chuck was in Guilt, and I put that on a Facebook private group and had everybody get. Nobody
There's
could guess that it was
actually,
him.
if you really want to search it out, there's a compilation record on Shrapnel Records that has one song. It's either, I think it's Down to the City is the name of the song, and it's by Guilt, and it's on a Shrapnel compilation album from the 80s, and it was like Metal Masters 4. I couldn't even tell you Hair Masters 4, but I know that they were on it around 84, around 83, 84. It was that time frame. That's when it was on. So if you want, there's actual recording. And and it was by the band is called Guilt, like you're guilty, Guilt, Guilt.
All right, and we're gonna go to Michaelia Giles. Hi guys, so happy you guys love my artwork. You guys rock. Love your shows.
It's
and,
up.
and it's
You
up.
can't
You can't
see
see it
it.
on,
You
on this
can't
episode.
see it.
But actually, I
But
hung
you'll
them
see
today.
it. He hung them up today. We actually spent
There's one here and one there.
all
and
the
you'll
new
see it on
toys
the
we got.
regular.
Everything is up. I put everything that you guys sent me that I opened up on the last thing with Walter. It's all visual. You
It's
can
always
see it. It's
an
all here.
evolving thing here. You know, you just.
Why not? And the toys are good coming in, coming out. It's good. We've had the toys there for a while.
I really
You know what I
appreciate.
mean?
No, I
And
was
we
saying,
do.
and nobody's ever made a cartoon character of me. So,
So,
you know,
okay,
my
so
mom.
check it out, Michaela. If you really want to make Walt real happy,
That was.
do a total one of just him without me in it at all, but said he will frame it, take it home, and sleep with it because he was so excited. I know what it's like. I have to be honest with you, Walt. I know what it's like to have a character made of you because they've been
They
doing
do that
it.
in Japan.
They've been doing it, yes, for years. They've been doing it in Japan, and then I have the bust, which I eventually
That's
week,
pretty humbling, to talk
they
about
do a
that.
comic book about you or something, or a
They
trading
make
card.
dolls even in Japan.
I know,
right?
it's wild.
It's,
It's
you go there and they give
it's
you
crazy,
gifts.
yeah.
And they're waiting there. It's like you're the Beatles or something.
But the
when you're in
thing is
Japan.
for me, it's so cool that that somebody took the time to try to
right.
capture your features, and it's very personal. So thank you very much. We enjoy that type of stuff. I'm sorry, I do. I do.
Sam Bean says, I just smoked some weed. Well, so did Zet right before we went live.
We were like 3 minutes till I go, wait a
Wait
minute,
a
let me
minute.
get out of the vault here for a minute. Went over, I got some Jack hair. I actually have a bunch of kinds. I got some GG4 that's really good. I got grape jelly, but my Jack hair, I love Jack hair. And I actually have it sitting right over there in my weed station down here in the vault.
I might get back into it. I've been thinking, Livy.
Why not?
You have to ease into it, It's
No, you don't.
It's an acquired thing, man.
It's
Because
not.
Some people smoke it.
I acquired it.
Minds.
I acquired it in 1976, and
so
I'm
did
having
I.
a fucking blast with it
I think I
still.
smoked all my life till like 7 years ago or something, 8 years.
All my life.
Anyway, Jesus Jimenez. I
Jimenez.
know.
That's Jesus Jimenez.
Okay. Zet, weird question, but what's your favorite song or songs by Exodus? Bailoff Era or Some You Did?
The Bailoff eras are the fun ones. The Duke's era too.
I think you like Strike of the Beast is one of your favorites.
Deliverance to Evil, but it's probably the favorite one to play. But anything on Bonded is fun to play. Of my own stuff, and we played it a couple of tours ago. Parasite off of Pleasures of the Flesh. I love playing Parasite. I think that's just a really grindy song. I mean, the minute we get into that, the pit starts right up. I love that. I love Ballad of Leonard and Charles by off Exhibit B, man.
You like playing those songs by Rob Duke?
I love.
Did a great job, and
He
you
did.
put
I
your
don't
own
have
twist
nothing to
on
say
it,
about it, man. I love those songs, and I listen to them. I don't care. Rob killed it on that, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, and we got Claire also says the Manchester show. She wants to know that Manchester was great also.
Yes, but that's right. She had to chime in because we didn't go to Liverpool, so we did play in Manchester, and she took her family there. That's why I've always
Shane
referred to
Cook also says the mosh pit in Manchester. Right.
It
after
was.
her.
It was. Manchester, England shows were great. London was awesome. Everybody was. We had fun. Whole tour. But I got to meet some cool like this was the first time I got to see Claire from the stage, and her family were like right to the right of me, and so it's kind of cool connecting with all of you guys. That's why I do this show.
Those
You know what I
English
mean?
kids are kind of like a blue collar. It's almost like the Raiders out here with sports and the fans. Or I wouldn't say that for
Yeah, the Oakland
that,
A's. I'd say more the Oakland A's.
Okay, but you
I'd
know
say
what I
more the
mean.
Oakland
When you're
A's.
in parts of England, they're those British kids are pretty heavy.
See, you're a kid, Claire. You're just one of those British kids.
Even the
Stay
girls.
young. Hey, I'm not afraid to tell anybody I'm 56 years old, and I have not. Look at toys. I still sing in a metal band.
You still smoke
I
weed?
was smoking weed. I was watching cartoons this morning. So, where are we at mentally? Really?
Slasher Pepper. What are your favorite Motorhead albums or songs? And he's from Holland.
Yeah, I did his. He does a horror website that I've done before, and he talks about horror movies and stuff. Motorhead songs. Chase is Better Than the Catch is my favorite Motorhead song, but recently, and I get in phases where I listen to different albums from different bands. I was listening to Motorhead, Another Perfect Day, which has that's with Brian Robertson on it, which he actually was the from Thin Lizzy, was the only album that he played. They called him Robo. He played guitar on, and that's got Back at the Funny Farm on it. That's got good songs on it. I'm Gonna Make You Shine. So anything by Motorhead, brother, you put Motorhead on, and you can't go, oh, next song, I don't like this song. I don't care what it is. Gotta love.
I have a funny 1988 Lemmy story when we were out and we were actually in London, and we had an after party and we went to it and he was there. Do you remember that? It was way in 1988. It was 87, somewhere in there. But we went to an after party at a bar and he was actually there drinking.
Yeah, that's San Moritz, and it was in the Soho.
Yeah, it was
that's
after
where he used
the
to hang out
show.
before he moved to L.A. Yeah. I used to see him in England all the time.
But
we used to-
he wasn't paying for drinks. See, Lemmy
he's Lemmy.
had his
Oh,
vest. He'd
other
open
than
it up.
that-
And he had a pocket in
other
there,
than that-
and he'd pull out a flask and just he'd order a Coke and then he'd make it the way he likes it, stiff.
We would see him in this club. It was in Soho, and it was an after hours club because if you know England, everything shuts down at about 11 o'clock. But back then, this is what I'm talking 86, 87, 88, 89 in that era, and we would go after the pubs closed, and you would pay. I think it was like
3.
no,
I
15
forget.
quid. It was like 10 quid because we thought it was expensive back then to get in.
Everything is expensive.
But
back
I mean,
then.
but 15
know,
quid back in
to us.
1988 was like, wow. So we get in, but you could drink till 3 a.m. and you go there and drink beer and fucking snake bites. English people, remember snake bites? Yeah, that's where I first got it from you guys first. And I would go in there, and this is when Exodus used to have this theory about Lemmy, like there was 5 of them, and anywhere you go, there's Lemmy. It's like there's Lemmy, and we always had this theory. It's like you had to look at the warts to make sure that the warts were all in the right place because it could have been another Lemmy at another place. We'd be in fucking America and he'd be there, and 2 weeks later we'd go to England. He'd be in the drinking the bar. It's like
he'd show up in L.A.
he's
too.
everywhere,
That's-
everywhere.
He didn't live in
Lemmy was
L.A.
there,
or
so
something, but he
we
showed
had
up
this
there,
ongoing
too.
joke that that's one of the Lemmys, one of the 5 that are around. But anytime we went to this club, the San Moritz, and to after hours to drink, he was there.
He was there and he was smoking.
Remember, it was like
cigarettes.
old cave, like really dark and
Yeah.
dingy. It was cool. I wonder if it's still open. I don't know.
remember
Claire, do you know
Stone.
if it's still open? Anybody, London, Soho district. It was called the San Moritz. And if you were our age, you might remember this. Let me know. I'm interested to know. Fuck, I want to go there next time I'm in England.
Bob Thomas. He says, "What's up from Pennsylvania, Easton,
Easton,
Pennsylvania.
PA. What's up, baby? You watching from Easton, PA? All
Pennsylvania
right.
is another one of those beautiful states when you're traveling. It has a lot of
What's great is you
woods
can hit
and
so many
forests.
fucking venues in
Yeah,
Pennsylvania.
there's some-
It's
yeah.
like everybody's when you get out here on the West Coast, everything's 7-hour drives away. You know what I mean? Fuck you, San Francisco to LA, LA to Phoenix. It's just like, when you get over there, it's like, you do Philly, Pittsburgh. There's other places in Upper Darby, York, Pennsylvania. We played in before, so great part of the country. Great metal fans out there too.
And you know what comes out of Pennsylvania are great quarterbacks. A lot of great quarterbacks that come out of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, for all you that know that I rest in peace. My football team no longer plays in Oakland, so I no longer have a football team.
But you will.
Yeah, the next expansion team, or if a team moves to Oakland, I'll go with that. But I am not following those boys to Vegas. Can't leave me twice. Sorry.
All right, and then we got Thrash UK. Hey, good to see you live again. Love your vids. Rob from Cornwall in the UK.
Thanks, Rob. It's good. Good to put the vids up, which we could talk a little bit about as we're into this now. I do have some good guests coming up, actually, which we'll be filming. So I think this weekend is actually, I'm going to be filming Mark Hernandez, Mark the Shark, and he is going to, he actually took over from Perry from Violence, right?
He's been in a lot of Bay Area
I mean,
bands
he's
for
played
these
in
short stints in Forbidden.
Forbidden and
Man-Made
Demonica.
God.
Remember Demonica with Bank Sherman and Craig Cicero? So we got
Testament.
A lot to, yeah, Testament for a minute. So there's a lot of things that Mark and I are going to talk about. And you guys have we finally got him. He's coming in next Thursday. Are you going to be here? At
Yes.
least the filming of it. Anyway, I'm filming next Thursday. Eric Peterson will be coming in to talk legacy. So, very little
Scotch.
Testament.
20-year-old
Scotch. A little
Scotch.
bit. We're going to be telling legacy
I'm going to
stories,
loosen him up.
talking about how we got
He
it
loves
together, how we got him and Derek and Louie and back, and how we hired Greggy, and it'll be lots of fun. So next week I will be filming that, and then Mr. Wayne will have to edit it. So probably 2 weeks from today or yesterday we'll be airing that. But for next week, we'll have Mark Hernandez in, which I'm going to be filming this weekend. He's coming in.
Exciting times. All right, and Skreek Music. He was listening to the Legacy album with Chuck Billy on it singing, and he noticed that in that record and in the early days of Testament, that Chuck's screams were high screams, kind of like Zetro, and everybody's voice changes over time, right? So you can't go as high as you used to. Now you are different because you are a high bass vocalist.
This is my take on that.
Mm-hmm.
His thrash direction vocally wasn't clear necessarily to him yet. He hadn't found it. So he heard what I did, because basically I wrote all those songs. So he kind of heard what I did off the demo and off that thing, and I think he kind of just mimicked that because that's what he had to do at that time. When you hear something, even Bailoff, when I got in Exodus, I tried to sing the bondage songs just like Bailoff so that there wouldn't be a big, oh my God, he doesn't sound anything like him. The songs are completely different. Now the continuity of the song is not the same. I think maybe Chuck went for that, but I'd say I hear himself in that album, and by New Order and then Practice What You Preach, I felt, that he totally was into his own. And then when the 90s came in, he totally reinvented himself when they went deaf. I mean, I'd say that he, again, it was like, give him a little push and a little thing, and he went fine with it. So I agree with you on that, on that. And I could see how you say that and hear that, but that's probably why it was like that. And maybe you've heard me sing those from the demo, and that's probably why. I mean, we'll ask him next time he comes in. That's a good question.
Yeah, but most vocalist voices changed over the years, and they have down tuning, and just every vocalist goes through that. Like Russ Anderson from Forbidden, he doesn't hit the same highs as he used to, but it's just a matter of time. I mean, that's just the way it is.
We haven't heard him for 10 years either, so it's been a while.
I think we're gonna hear him again.
I hope so.
All right, this is a funny name, and he will nut inside us.
God.
You voting for Trump, Zet?
I thought we don't talk politics.
Okay, then we're not going to answer
We
that
don't
one.
talk politics on the vault. You know that.
Okay, here we go. Mr. Chow, Walter, you are the GOAT, huh? I'm
Are you the goat because of the beard, or why is he the goat?
Well, the only
Is he like the table?
The only goat I know
the table.
is I went to a all-boy Catholic high school where Tom Brady went to my school, Lynn Swan, Barry Bonds, John Robinson, Jim
I talk about
Fregosi,
this. Why we talk over
Greg
each other.
Jeffries.
I had to hear this forever because his high school had all these guys. Why didn't you? What happened to
That's
you? For Christ's sake! I know you could hoop, you could play ball. I played basketball with you before.
I had some great times in music. That's what I did. That's right. put my interest. I'm a fan, big metal
He
fan.
is. He still is to this day. That's why
right.
he's here.
Okay, Tex Girl 79, Hi Zet, Sam Bean, U.S. metal compilation is what Guilt is on.
Wow, there it's good.
Then we
Good,
got
Sam Bean.
Vinnie Rogers giving the horns, and we got Mr. Chow. Have you seen the movie A.D. Astra? It's a fantastic movie with Brad
You
Pitt.
thought so? Oh my God!
Well, you got to see. We did a review of that. You got to go back in the vault.
I did. There's a go back through a
Yes,
few
yeah.
episodes. I did a review of it. All I can say is,
You know,
please.
I liked it a little more
really?
than Steve because even a
Really?
bad movie, I can get some good stuff out of it.
Really?
You know, sci-fi.
That
space.
one, Walt stands out. I was not no.
It had some holes. Okay.
Hun.
Anyway, here we go. Ivan Stanovic. Any update on the new Exodus album? Will Chuck be singing on some songs? And will you have some guests? By the way, Crushed Bones in Paris. And you've covered that before. It's too early to say anything about covers or who's going to do it. It's been a long time since the Exodus album. I think you guys are just, go
I don't know
after
who's going to guest on it. I mean, there's talk that Rick Hunolt is going to come on and play some leads
Gary
about that.
says
That's
one or
what I
two.
heard. That's what
One
I
or
was
two
told.
songs I've heard.
I know what you guys know. Again, whatever he says is what I know, like everybody else does. The things I do know is that the gear is up there on the 25th and 26th of August, and it starts. And I know that Tom
Gary's
called,
amped.
and called me last week and said he's so excited. He said he's never been more excited for a project before, and when he told me that on the phone last week, I made me very excited. So Tom had called me a couple of weeks ago and told me there's like 11 songs that they can play pretty much all the way through. Not saying they're finished or they can't add parts or parts will be taken out, but there's 11 songs, and there's I have plans to do other stuff. If the gear's set up and we got time, we're gonna probably do some other things as well. But as far as an update, I can guarantee you the 5 Exodus guys will be in Lake Almanor, California.
Northern Cal.
Northern Cal.
Where, the best
September,
thing in Northern
October.
Cal is the weed, but new music.
Thank you. Believe me, 6 years it's been. We know this. We're quite aware that this October has been 6 years since the release of Blood In, Blood Out. So we are quite aware of that. And I can guarantee this, knowing Gary and knowing Tom from working for these guys through pretty much my whole professional career, that when they say they're excited and shit's really happening up there, you guys better be getting excited, because Exodus don't write shitty songs. That's one thing. And this band, since I've been, even when I'm not in it, with the Duke stuff, I never said, well, stuff with me's better. I'll tell you what, the shit with Rob can turn goat piss into gasoline. So it's all killer. So, and he's had 6 years to have this all kept up in him to build this up. You know what I mean? So I would say that, yeah, this is going to be I'm very excited. I can't wait to get in.
High anticipation for me.
So high anticipation from everybody. Us putting a project together. There's pure excitement from every one of us. We're all ready to go. So when the band's excited and the songwriter's excited and the fans are excited, I don't see how there's going to be a letdown. I don't see, anyway, it's not possible. It's not possible.
And just think about it. All that time that Gary took when he was in Slayer, I know he had riffs ready to go. He always has riffs, but there's going to be some special riffs that he's had from that period that he's, he could never use them.
You know what? I gotta say, I haven't heard anything. So when I do,
we'll see it on
I'll
Instagram.
be doing updates. I'll be doing updates with the Vault. I'm gonna bring my little camera like I brought on tour when we were on Bass Trucks back, and do little updates while we're up there. So there's gonna be some stuff. I won't actually be here on the set, but I will be definitely. Some of that shit will be going on.
All right, Tap Go Hard. Hello, how's you two doing? Vinnie Rogers. Hey, Zet, do you drink Anchor Steam beers?
Don't drink beer. I don't drink alcohol.
That's from San Francisco. It's kind of an old brewery.
And you know what? I have to be honest. I don't drink, but there's many times where I'll have a beer for taste, because it's not like I have a problem with alcohol. I just choose not to drink it, and I choose to smoke weed. But I'm
that way too.
I don't mind it every once in a while. I don't like on a hot day, and it's a good, micro brew or something with not some fucking Coors or
Yeah,
Bud Light or shit
exactly.
like that. Waste my time with that. But it tastes. If I'm in Belgium, I drink the Trappist beers from the monks. I drink Belgian beers, the best in the world. So, and I German beer and Dutch beer and Finnish beer. It's all great stuff. So, and I appreciate it. I don't drink that much, man. Hardly at all. Barely any.
All right, and hey Zet, will you ever go on stream with Cody of Hatriot on Twitch?
I think Twitch is. I would like to, and I could go on with him if you could help him out somehow. Um, I think that the Twitch thing is more for, kids his age and gamers and stuff like that. So I try to, I'm like the old school. That's why I really didn't do a podcast, but now we have a podcast. You know that. You
Right.
can now get this
On Spotify.
On Spotify. So if you're interested in getting this, go to Spotify. Zetro's Toxic Vault is now if you want to listen to work. I felt that for this, I wanted to do something cool in a visual thing. I didn't want to just do an audio thing. And nothing against any of the podcasts, because I did Ricky Rackman's podcast, the Cat House podcast,
Which was great, by the way.
it was. I had fun with that. I love that guy to death. And he's doing his ride now across the United States. Ricky's ride. That fucking guy's a biker. He gets on his Indian and just goes across with his beautiful girl Leah. And anyway, Joe Rogan's podcast, Chris Jericho's podcast is great. I mean, there's so many great podcasts out there. It's just I didn't want to just do a podcast because
Well-
I'm here. I bring people in and we can see the expressions and they can see me interrupting you.
I love watching them, but if you don't, a lot of people, and me included, a lot of times I like to listen to things in my car. So a podcast is perfect for that, So, nowadays you have to give your time for entertainment in areas that you got for it. So that's what I like. You have a choice. That's what it's about. You give them more choices. Okay, the Modalizers. What up, chat? Love the show. Hopefully you can get Blitz or DD on there someday.
And when touring starts and they happen to come through, I will drag them into the vault and do this. Or if I'm out with them somewhere, I'll get I'll do it with my little remote camera and get those guys. I know they got stories to tell. Believe me, guys, I'm quite aware of the guys I'd love to get in here. Hell yeah.
Lord Riot, Parasites,
Yeah.
and Vinnie Rogers. Come to Miami next tour.
Yeah, we didn't do that on that last time. It's funny because back in the 80s, man, we used to hit the Cameo Theater in Miami all the time. In the last couple of Excess tours, I don't know what's going on with Miami. I don't know what's going on with our agents. We'll try to. I love Miami
I love
Beach.
the Art Deco building.
I love it. I love Miami. The
Right.
Art Deco is Miami, bro.
It's like
I
Scarface.
feel like I'm Scarface. I knew you were going to say that. Anytime we're down, I start talking like this, man.
right.
I'm going to try and look for some cocaine. Not because I want to do some, just because I want to buy some so I can go, hey, I got some cocaine, man. That's the only reason I do it, man. For kidding me? Goes to one of the have things. Heck, and I want a Havana sandwich, man. You had no mustard. Leave the mustard out there. I don't like that fucking mustard shit, man. You hear me?
I gotta watch that movie.
I look. You do. Everybody needs to watch Scarface
It's been a while.
once a year just to keep the taste back in your fucking mouth.
Love it. Paleo White Wolf. Hey Zet, who chose the tape intro song used on the Exodus shows in Spain? Do you remember that?
Gary chose those. Gary went. We were on this quest that every show we played on that tour, the opening music was the drinking song from that country. So if you were in or that area or whatever, and Gary went and did research on it. So if you remember, you guys, and you're watching, and you saw the Bass Strikes Back tour, we did a drinking song, from whatever country you were from. We tried to do, and we were like when we were in Poland, we're calling Nurgle and going, hey, where's the drinking song for Poland? What should we play for Poland? And then, Nurgle told us what to play. So that's kind of how we were doing it.
All right, Tap Go Hard. Any memories with Annihilator?
I never got to play with them, really.
You see him at festivals.
I
though.
see
You
him all
run
the
in-
time.
yeah,
I
you
love
run
him. He
in-
was in England. He was at one of the shows. He lives over there now. Amazing guitar player. I love him so much. Great dude. But I think X was played with him with Rob, but I never got to do a tour with them.
I think
But
testament to your tour
amazing
with them.
talent. Amazing talent.
All right, and Tex Girl 79. I love all the stories about Exodus. Matthew. Hey, Walt Zetro. It's your cousin Eric. Like the beard.
Is this your cousin?
I guess it is.
I don't have a cousin named Eric. Do you have a cousin named Eric? Or is that EB?
Matthew, and it says, "Oh, so I guess he's under another name." Yeah, I got a cousin named Eric.
Hey man, I got a cousin named Eric. Yeah, man.
That's right. I invite him some shows when I'm down there.
He like invites him to shows, Eric, man.
He's a character.
He's like my
Right
cousin.
on,
He's a
Eric.
character. Right on, Eric. What other pues?
Janie V. Hello, Mr. Souza. This is Janie V. from the Hamburg, Germany, and would like to be a good question about what is Rick doing?
Rick lives in Northern California, and
He lives in Clear Lake is the
Yeah.
area that he's in, Lake County, a
Lake
beautiful area.
Yep.
It's not too far from here. It's like 2 hours, 2.5 hours from if we drove from there right now.
And he's a farmer.
Yeah, that's true. And the lake that he lives on is like I said, Clear Lake, but it's there's a volcano, a dead volcano. It's called Mount Canocti. So I used to go there a lot when I was in high school, and I actually
Wow,
might want to
Walt.
retire there. But it's a beautiful, it has red clay. He lives in a beautiful part, and he's still close to the
Wow.
Bay Area. He's gonna get down here too, huh?
That's what I hear.
Love Rick. All right, and
That's
let's
funny.
see.
Are you
There you
fielding
go.
him?
Creeping Death. They want to know your favorite Exodus song. About maybe it'll be the new one that you haven't made up yet. No,
No.
we already answered that. Sam Bean. Let's see. And Claire Wilson likes
Snake bites. Ah, you know that, Claire. Ah. Find out for me. Find out if the San Moritz, I think it was the Saint Moritz, something like that, was in Soho. It was like this old darn dingy, looked like a cave, and it was lit. Actually, right before Them by King Diamond came out, I hung out with him one night there in England, right before Them came out.
All right, and the Modalizers wants to know who your favorite East Coast thrash band is.
What do you mean my favorite East Coast thrash band?
Well, Overkill. There's
Anthrax
some
or
Anthrax. SOD for me, but
My favorite, I don't know. I love them both equally. I like Anthrax just as much as I like Overkill. You know what I mean? That's a hard one to say.
I know.
And that's a hard one to pick from those two because of the East Coast thrash bands. They're the ones that are the most prominent. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I can't pick that. You can't make me pick that.
All right. And Darren says hi, Zed. Hope to see you again in Stockholm. It's another fun
Love
place.
Stockholm. They just want to get us naked when we get into Sweden because we like weed and they know that. So
You ever seen that Viking ship that they dug up there? There's a
Yeah,
Viking
actually I
one.
have. It's
Okay, so
badass.
you're on top of it.
Yes, I am. I read the paper every day. Got to know what's going on in the world, people, right?
Yeah. And
I
someone
mean,
commented,
the
Bob
games.
Thomas commented about the quarterback. Jim Plunkett went to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Among others, I think Dan Marino. There's a bunch. I think Montana. Yeah.
Ball and
Anyway.
Tom.
But we know Tom Brady's from right here, right? Sam and Joe. Anyway, here we go. And we love Stabler out here too, but Alabama. Thanks for getting me into Vicious Rumors. That's from Con Gave. I
Cool.
guess.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. They're a great band. They're not a lot of people know about them. A very solid band, especially that.
I was just on a Zoom show with Jeff Thorpe, and he played their first new song off the new album, and it sounds really good. Juan was on that show
He's
too.
a fucking
Ortega.
amazing. He's amazing.
They've stayed true because they're just a straight metal
They're a
band,
power metal band. That's what they are. They're a metal band. They're not.
and there's
thrash
not a
or-
lot of bands doing that
and
anymore.
hair
And
metal,
they're
they're
and they're
just
bigger in
straightforward.
Europe than they are
But that's
here.
with everything.
for
But
sure.
but they deserve it because Jeff's a hell of a guy. Larry, they've been there forever.
All right, and
Drag a couple more, Walt, and then
Okay.
we'll let these people go.
Dan Hodgkins, what did the Thrashers think of death metal back in the day? I don't know if there was.
It wasn't
too
death
much.
metal,
Yeah.
really. I mean, I guess what would you call death metal? Venom? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was like black metal.
I mean,
think
death metal
black
came
metal was
from
before
death metal came from thrash because Death was pretty much a thrash band, really, and then Cannibal Corpse and Obituary and A Morbid Angel. I guess I don't know. I didn't care as long as it's heavy. As long as it's heavy, I didn't care.
All right, and Zombie Burnings. Love the shows, guys. And Dan Hodgson's Force of Habit was actually aged very well. It does. And Movie Mayhem.
Aged very well.
And then another Force of
Thank
Habit
you.
comment, the retro video, the Japanese release of that amazing bonus booklet stickers. And if you guys ever can dig up the Japanese, I have it at home. It has a bunch of stuff in it.
I love the stickers and everything in there. That was so
Poster
cool.
and
It's there somewhere. I know I have it somewhere, but I love that. It was really cool. I mean, they didn't do stuff like that back in those times. Now you get digipacks that get you full of shit. They didn't do stuff like that back then. That was why it was kind of cool. Let me get two more, Walt, and then we're going to get out of here.
all right. Oh, let's see.
We'll let you guys go to bed, Claire. It's almost
Hi
99
from
time.
Poland, and halfway says
We love
upset, and
Fuck yeah. Wrocław and Warsaw. We love you.
do you like the weed fuel bands like Sleep? Dan wants to know that.
I listen to, even though I'm a fucking pothead, I'm still listening to fucking Slayer at 6:45 in the morning when I go, I go jog every day at 2.5 miles every morning at 6 days a week anyway, about between 6:30 and 7. You want to find me alone? See me? Dublin, California. I'm somewhere in Dublin, California between 6:45 and 7:30.
He's an early bird.
I get up and I do my thing, and I'm listening to fucking the heaviest shit in the morning, right at the morning. So yeah.
And Jonas has a good question. Said, is there any demo material or songs that didn't make it on the Impact album?
No. Everything he pretty much writes, we keep, and that's basically the way it is. So that's kind of how it is. So he doesn't write things and go, "Oh, we'll use it later." That doesn't work like that with Exodus. So
All right, and
one more.
I'd like to see you have Chris Hansen's job. We'll catch a predator and wait for them with a barbed wire baseball bat. That's Dead Space.
Okay, I would love that. And on that note, thank you guys for coming in. Did you have fun today, Walt, with everybody?
Yeah, I did. It's great.
That's cool. It's good to go live with you guys. Like I said, I'm going to have Mark the Shark Hernandez in on Saturday, so that'll be next week. We'll be probably airing him. And then next Thursday, I have Eric Peterson coming into tape for the following week. So we'll be having some legacy stories there. So remember, just keep it up and keep chiming in. Leave me your comments. We love that. Keep drinking Death Wish coffee, right?
That's right.
And
Got
if
it
you want
right
to buy
here.
our shirts, right, greyhavenmedia.net, you can get all our stuff there, patches, whatever, that kind of thing. And if you want to get a message from me, a birthday greeting from me to someone else, go to cameo.com and just search Steve Zetro Souza. I could search that for you.
And we're on Instagram now, where there's a little hiccup going on right now, but we will be back up on Instagram, toxic _vault or Zetros _toxic
_vault.
vault.
There you go.
And we're on Instagram, and I'm going to be putting up some of my old photos
Yeah, Walt's got tons of old photos
that
we're
no
gonna
one's
go,
ever
so.
seen.
Yeah, so
And
that's what I said. We want
of him.
It's just full of this stuff, of old school stuff from the
It's going to be
80s.
very
It's gonna
rare,
be really
so
cool.
keep a track on the
And
Instagram.
remember, if you want to hear the show, we're now on Spotify. So if you want to, just as a podcast, everything in the past is now on Spotify. So you can find us there.
That's right.
So anything else, Walt?
Nope.
Okay, well, we'll
See
see you
you,
guys
fuckers.
next time. How do I get out of here?
I don't know.
Yeah, like that.